if you're already on, I don't see anybody on right now. I need to turn off my volume. We should be up and running now. And I just went live with the broadcast, so it should go through. Kristen, you should have an invitation to talk. Let me see if I can make that happen really quickly. My computer is running infinitely slow. Okay, here we go. All right. So, Kristen, you might want to check your links. I'll text you that too. So I was going to do this from the living room, and then my husband just sold our couch on Facebook, and so we have someone coming to pick up our couch, so I figured you guys wouldn't want to be a part of that. So I'm in my office where my reception is a little bit worse. But let me know if you have any problems. If you are in the Google Hangout, you should see a chat option, like the chat box. You can click on that, and I'll be able to see when you ask questions and stuff. As soon as we have a couple more people, right now there's only 2 people here. As soon as we get a couple more people here, I will go ahead and get started. Let me check on Facebook and see if you guys are on the YouTube portion or if you're on. Okay, here we go. I see Kristen's post. Hey girl, hey, I see you. No, I don't see you. That's kind of creepy, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And I can get notifications. Okay, hang on just a second. Let me see if I can add that really quick. We're looking to add a chat box option on the Google Hangout. If you're actually in the Google Hangout, okay, so let me enable Q&A. All right. Can you see the chat box now? So if you are in the Google Hangout and you click on the right-hand side of the screen, you should see the Q&A box on the left-hand side. Sorry. If you click that, a little chat box will pop up, and I should be able to answer that. So I can see it. All right. So Kristen Schaefer is not here yet. Kristen, are you? There you are. Okay. So we can go ahead and get going. So,
I had
all right, guys. So a couple of you are on YouTube. A couple of you are viewing this later, and a couple of you are here with us now.
There you are. Okay.
We wanted to run through a couple things that a couple changes that you'll see coming up over the next few weeks. Obviously, you noticed we have the new the Legacy Leaders page, and the entire reason when we were at JamCon, Kristen and I spent a good portion of our time talking about how it was time to unify our teams and unify our leaders and really work together. For a long time, we've all been kind of walking different paths, and we've utilized Secret Service as team managers and up to kind of be a little battleground for us to help us get inspiration and news for team managers. But I really don't think that, I think Secret Service is so big that we've lost touch of kind of where we're at in the business and who we all are even. So we wanted to create Legacy Leaders as a resource to you guys to really create. If you remember when you first started the business, back when you first started the business, it was really exciting and really inspirational. We all had, if you were a part of like a team chat, you know, before you had a team page, there were like 15 of you in that team chat and you all knew each other. That's really what we wanted to create here. We wanted to give you guys a place to kind of battle things out and hash things out together. So that's why we created Legacy Leaders. And Team Top Shelf will soon be changing its name to Team Legacy. And we have different mantras for you guys, things we want to reiterate for our teams. And we're really, really excited about everything that's coming. What I want to tell you is I know July was hard. We all know July was hard. July was horrible for everyone. They said only 5% of the entire company hit rank. So that would be like the consultants. So when you think about that in terms of your business, July is not anything to base your business on. What you need to know is across the board, every single executive I talked to at Jamboree Conference said they felt that the tides are turning. If you've been in this business for more than a year, you know Jamboree had a huge climb initially, and then we kind of leveled off over the last year, and things have kind of started to stabilize, and now we really feel like we're getting ready to go for that climb again. And I say that because, I mean, in the past week, I've had 5 girls message me about joining my team, and I haven't had 5 girls message me about joining my team in the last year. My sales are through the roof this month. My team sales are picking up. Things are turning around, and I want to encourage you in your business. So I'm going to turn it over to Kristen to talk about visions and goals with you guys, and let her talk about what we want to do for you guys over the fall, and how we want to approach that. So it's all on you, Kristen.
All right, can everybody see me here? Can you see me?
Hang on, I can't hear you.
How about now?
You're muted. Okay. Try now.
Can you hear me? No? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I can see and hear you still trying to get. Leah, can you hear me? No?
All right. Hang on. Okay, Kristen says she can see and hear you. It might just be my computer. Go ahead, Kristen.
Can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me? Hello? Leah? You can hear me? I don't know if people can hear me or not. Nobody's responding on Facebook. So if you can hear me, please let me know on Facebook. Okay, you can hear me? Sorry. Okay, I can see as long as I hit play on the Facebook. All right. Okay. So anyways, I'll just go on with, Leah and I kind of came up with a list of different things that we wanted to go over for our new legacy leader team. And one of the major important things, and I know we go over this a lot to begin with, is what your visions and goals are going to be. And as I was thinking about this, and what we've learned at JamCon this past week is that I think a lot of the times when we set our visions and our goals, we tend to say, oh, sorry, my dog's like jumping on the bed. We tend to say, I want to be a lead executive. Okay, that's fine. We all want to hit certain ranks, but I think what we need to put in the back of our heads is that our goals need to be realistic. I know I want to hit elite, but is that realistic for me to hit in the next 6 months? No. So I think what Lee and I really want you guys to do right now is to sit down and go over what your goals are for the next 6 months, write it down, and then also write down what your goal is for the next year and maybe 2 years from now. My goal for the next 6 months is to hit Premier Executive, and that's a goal that I know that I can get to. It would be very unrealistic if I said in the next 6 months I'm going to hit elite. It's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. And so I'm setting myself up for failure. And so I think that the major thing that we're looking for you girls to do as leaders right now is to set your goals with your expectations of what you feel that you can hit without going above and beyond that. Because if you're going above and beyond, you're going to be defeated. You're going to sit back. You're going to be lost. Sorry, my kids are trying to get in here. So I guess what I want you to do is to make a list for yourselves. And as you hit those marks, check them off. Do something that you know that you're going to be able to do maybe in the next month or two. Set a goal that's realistic for sales. Set a goal for your team that's realistic. Maybe you want somebody to promote. That is a reasonable goal to set down right now. The next step for you is once you have your goal set, it is very important to take your list, post it for your team so that they know what you're going to be doing, and then expect them to do it for you as well. So you want them to set realistic goals that they can hit. So what I am telling you right now is when you're asking your teams to set a goal, let them know that you're not looking for a future goal of 2 years from now. You're looking for an immediate goal at first that they can check off because they're going to be proud of checking that off. And I know for myself, and I know Leah probably, is that I think sometimes we set goals that are way too high for ourselves, and then we just kind of get defeated and cry. And so that is where I'm going with my visions and goals, and I want you girls to set the same types of visions and goals, something that you're going to be able to hit, something that's not so far out of reach, and then expect your team to do the exact same as what you're doing, and let them know. Put it out there for them. I don't know, were we going back to you, Leah, after this? Coaching calls. Okay, so my next topic is coaching calls. Now, as far as coaching calls go, we haven't really done, at least I haven't really done a lot of coaching calls. I do a lot of my coaching over Messenger, which is great, but I think that sometimes it is more meaningful if we can either get on a call like this or on a phone call where we can hear each other and kind of hash out what's going on, what you're looking for. And I guess I'd like to set up a schedule for my level 1 team managers to get on coaching calls with them. And I know Leah wants to do the same thing with her girls. And I want you to come to me with maybe a time that we can figure out that works for both of us, but I only want you to come to me with 1 or 2 majorly important things right now that you want to work on. And once we check those off your coaching call list, then we're going to start going to the next things. And what I want you to do with that is the same thing with your team. So Leah and I are going to work with our leaders, and we expect you to set up times with your up and coming leaders. It's extremely important to know, like I said, our girls' visions and goals, and then get them to tell you what their number 1 and 2 things that they'd like to do right now are, and get them on the phone and work with them on how they're going to get to that next step. You always have the 2 of us to come back to and ask if you're struggling with maybe helping one of your downlines. Just come and quickly ask us. We are there to help you. but we want you to lead your leaders. We want them to see you as their leaders. And the only way we're going to do this is if we're coaching you and then you're coaching them. And then hopefully it'll continue to go down the line as each leader is going to coach each other. I think that's where I am at that. I don't know, Leah, if we want to go back to you. I'm looking at this list of the stuff that you wanted to go over. But what I want all of you to be doing right now is A, writing down your visions and goals for us, and then B, writing down days and times that work for you, and then what your 1 and 2 top priorities are for your gym business at this point. Leah, do you want to go back? Got a yes? I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Apparently, I'm on a little bit of a lapse, like I'm a little bit behind Kristen. But what Kristen was talking about with doing coaching calls with your downline, they don't have to be complicated. They don't have to be time consuming. They only need to be kind of brief check-ins. And I think the real thing that we want to focus on is, and Chris and I have only recently started to do this, but we really want to. They talk about, you know, if you're talking to someone about coaching calls, they want you to get on the phone with people. And I think with you girls, we're pretty comfortable with each other. Now, obviously, with some of our Aussies, we're going to have some time differences, but we can certainly do voice messaging and things like that. The important thing is that you're connecting vocally, so we can hear your tone of voice. We can hear how you're feeling and the feeling behind the words. So coaching calls don't have to be time consuming or difficult. You don't even have to follow the set schedule that's in there. If you just let your team know that you're checking on them and you care, that makes a huge difference to how they respond. One thing we wanted to talk about that we're going to make an effort to do. And if you were at JamCon this week, you probably heard them talk about team meetings. And Chris and I have never really we've done a couple team meetings, monthly meetings, but usually we post everything on Facebook. But with the way that we want to run our team over the next couple months, especially this fall, and the way we want to try to do things is make a lot of those announcements via our team meeting. And this is so easy now that we have Facebook Live. We can totally do this all online. And just shout out your top sellers. Shout out all those girls who made team matches. And obviously, I want to know. Sorry, I just saw Kristen's chat. Obviously, I want to know if you have ideas for things that go in team meetings, but some things that they talked about at JamCon. So some announcements you can make in team meetings. You can talk about your incentives, so they don't have to be posted all over your team page, all over your header, your banner, or whatever. You can announce them there. The reason that some of the team managers did that was because if their people knew that was the only place they would announce the monthly incentive, they would watch the video. They would get involved. They would hear about everything that's going on in Jamboree that month. So that's a great way to announce your monthly incentives. Another thing they did was they would do shout outs for recruiting, top recruiters, top sales, and new consultants. So if new consultants heard their name on that announcement in the team meeting, they feel like they're a big shot. They're like, my team manager just shouted out my name, and I don't even know her yet. So that's a really good way to make people feel invested and get them really excited. Plus, you think about that girl who maybe is working on her first fast start, and she's gotten her first recruit, and you say congratulations on Melinda for getting her first fast start this month and recruiting this new girl, Melissa. Suddenly you have a new dynamic where these people are like connected to you and super excited to hear from you. So I think that's an important thing to look at as we start moving into the fall. And we don't intend on these being 30, 45-minute calls. Maybe just 10-minute Facebook Live videos that we can use to connect our teams. In the same, following up with that, with monthly initiatives that we want to put in place, we really would like to do a monthly training. But in the past, Kristen and I have just been so overwhelmed with managing the amount of girls on our page. It gets tedious to try to run one of those. So another exec suggested, she has several team managers in her downline, and what they do is they each sign up for a month to create a training. And it could be on anything. It could be on positivity in the workplace. It could be on how to get bookings. It could be on full service checkout. It could really be on anything. But if every one of us signed up for a training, there are 15 of us in this group, or 14, we would really have enough trainings for a full year plus some. So we could all utilize the same training. We could all run it at the same time. So if we have questions about it, we could work together on figuring it out. So I really thought that was a really cool initiative, and that's something I would like to see you guys do. We'll probably be setting up a sign-up sheet over the next few days in this group. And I really think that's something that would make all of our lives a little bit easier. And we have a lot of girls who are really great at creating trainings. We have some girls like me who are really great at posting them, but not much else. So yeah, I'm not really good at that.
Me too.
So that we would love to hear your feedback on that, and whether you think this is something that we would all benefit from or not. So back to you, Kristen.
Okay, so yeah, to touch like what Leah's just saying about monthly trainings and meetings, like I think that's going to be amazing for us, and I really, really love the shout out. So like I think if we can all start implementing that into our own team pages and doing our own meetings, it's going to be huge for people, and it's going to get a lot more involvement, like she said. So the next topic is I think I'm talking about the LC to TM training page that we want to start. And so some of you may have seen floating about that Tara Webb, or those of you who are at conference, Tim and Rebecca, I'm pretty sure you guys saw this one. Tara Webb went over a training that she does that is LC to TM. And the mock party is up there if you've seen it. So we pretty much have that to work with to run for our teams. What I think I'd like us to do is, seeing that there's a bunch of us that have our own team pages in here, is maybe if you're not in that mock party, we can add you into it, and then we can discuss how we're going to train our teams individually. Or we can do a whole group training. I think individually might be better, just because you are their leader and you'd be training them specifically on what we expect from LC to TM. If you are on that page, or if you're not, basically Tara goes through all the different steps on how to get to different points. She has you checking off different things during the month, and it's kind of a way that those girls who are bracketed in the same position, girls who have hit lead and who want to get to team manager. So we're kind of weeding out a lot of the new consultants, because our leads for the most part have been in the company for at least a few months. They have at least 2 or more girls underneath them. They're ready to build their teams. And so it's kind of just going to push them forward with other LCs to TMs. We need to figure out, I guess, and we can go over this in the team leader page, how many girls we have between all of us that would be going into this group. Because if it's a big amount then I think we probably should have a couple trainings going on. If it's not that large, and Leah, I mean, you can give me your input on what you think about that as well. But I think I'd like to keep it at least under 50 per group, just because it gets crazy. I'd actually like to probably keep it more around 30 girls per group, just so that it can be a little more intimate, and that these girls can bond with one another, and everybody else can give us their input on that. And I know maybe we could get Cheryl, Rebecca, and Tamara all together, because their girls are all in one country and they're going to be training at a completely different time than us. So it might help to have their group in one spot, our group in another, and then we'll of course come together and brainstorm about ideas on the leader page about different things that are going on in our groups and what's working and what's not, or if we have different ideas, etc. I know Leah wanted to talk about, I'm just looking at this, some fast start training, new consultant training, hobbyist training. So I don't know if we should go back to talking about that before I go into the last two topics, which is all pretty much the same type of thing. They're just going to be smaller groups that we are focusing on for different levels of our consultants. Leah, is this something that you want to go into further right now? Okay. So let's do that. Did it switch over? Got it? You on?
Great.
Okay.
Like I said, my computer's on a little bit of a delay, so I have to watch Kristen's mouth on one screen to watch him stop talking. We were talking about, one of the things we wanted to talk about was, and if you're in Secret Service, you may have already seen some of this stuff. One girl posted about how she did Fast Start group for each level of Fast Start. And she has a Fast Start 1 group and a Fast Start 2 group and a Fast Start 3 group. I really think that this could work for us, but it might be something that we would want to do all together and all be admins of, so that we can watch our girls together and push them. And it would be something kind of, we would add them from our team. We wouldn't necessarily add them. We wouldn't have our girls who are new sponsors add them. It would probably be something we would manage as a team and as team leaders. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I really think that's the cleanest way. And then at the end of the month, we would remove everybody but the admins and go from there. And the reason I say not to add sponsors is sponsors spend so much time checking in with their girls on a daily basis. We don't need to add something else to a consultant's plate. We don't want to add any more pressure to their plate than they already have. If they're just a new sponsor and they're still running their personal business, maybe they're in their second or third Fast Start, and we don't want to overwhelm them. So this is a good way to create momentum. Also, if we're doing it globally, we have girls posting at all different times of the day, and we have girls posting at all different stages of the business. We have, if we're doing it globally and we have girls from Australia who are posting and asking questions, it gives our girls in the U.S. A different perspective that they might not get on a regular basis, and I really like that idea. Obviously, we want to do a new consultant training at some point. We have been told in the past that January Home Office was going to take on the role of new consultant training, and they kind of have. There's a lot of information that's passed to new consultants after they sign, but it's not nearly everything we want to cover. So that's something that we want to kind of put on our radar. And maybe if we're doing a Fast Start group, we don't necessarily need to do a separate new consultant training. We might need to, if you've seen the pinned post that we have in our page right now, there's a full kind of folder of images with different bullet points of things to help girls get started. So maybe that's a really good way to get new recruits the information they want. But I would really love to hear y'all's feedback on that. The last thing I wanted to talk about before I let Kristen wrap everything up is hobbyists. Guys, Kristen and I talked about it. I've talked about it all month. The whole month of July, I talked about it. If we could get our hobbyists more involved in their business, so one of the big issues that we have is if you go to your genealogy or your TAR and you click on a hobbyist name, you can look and see how many orders they've placed. There are hobbyists who are placing orders every single month and have 0 PRVs. So the way that there's got to be a way to fix this. And I think that I'm testing something with my team right now. So I created a hobbyist incentive in MailChimp, and I emailed it out to all of the girls in my TAR who are listed as hobbyists. And everyone who places, has a $15 PRV or higher during the month, will go in a drawing for a gift certificate from me. And the idea is to get them away from using that personal discount and give them a reason to order retail or order inventory. And so I'm going to try that. But I really think that if we start pushing, especially with the new launch of Style Box and all of the changes that are coming up in September, or actually they haven't given us an actual date, but whenever they give us the actual date, if we can create a push for all of our hobbyists to even order Style Box so they get that $25 PRV every month, that could change our TRV, our DRV every single month, which is going to do one thing for every single one of you. It's going to increase your bottom line and give you an easier playing field to promote and recruit this fall. The fall is an incredible time. We've seen every single year girls re-rank and promote 2 and 3 times during the fall. This could be incredible for you guys, but we want to give you the baseline tools to do it, and DRV and TRV building is what it's going to take. So those are some ideas that we've thrown out, and that's, if you're interested in seeing my MailChimp that I mailed out to my team girls, I can post a link at any point in time for you guys to utilize. I want to say thanks to you guys for tuning in. I know Kristen, I'm going to let Kristen close things out for us here tonight, and then we can follow up with any questions on the team page. But thanks if you stuck with us this whole time, thanks. And on to you guys. On to you, Kristen.
All right, so this is where the fun stuff comes in, at least for me, what I think is fun. So Style Box. So while we were at conference, and for those of you who are on the call that were also at conference, heard that our Style Box now is going to be monthly, which is in itself amazing, because we have so many customers and consultants that didn't want to sign up for the $75 or the $100 or and so forth up front. And so this way, what they're going to be able to do is purchase month by month what Style Box you want. On top of that, they're going to be offering these 6 wraps, and you can choose 2 out of those 6 to customize your box. Okay, so we're looking at a customized box now out of 6 wraps for $25, but you get your commission back. So what, we're paying $17. We need to push every one of our consultants on our teams to be buying a Style Box right now. It is a no-brainer. And you want to know what else is a no-brainer? Now we can add 2 buy 3 get 1 frees, 2 lacquers, and 2 gels, all for the same cost as what we pay on the site, but with free shipping. They're all going to come together. So I was thinking today, and I'm like, well, I don't really want to add 2 buy 3 get 1 frees or lacquers or gels to my box because I get a lot of host rewards, and so I pretty much redeem my own host rewards that way. But maybe our customers want to add to our box. Okay, so we are getting a box shipped to us for free, which is giving us $90 worth of wraps and lacquers and gels that we can add onto our box for free shipping. So offering to our customers, don't tell them, oh, I want to add to my Style Box, but you can say to them, I have 2 spots open for free shipping for a buy 3 get 1 free, or lacquers or gels, and you can add that to your own box, have it shipped to your house, and then mail it out to them for free shipping. It's a great incentive to use on something that we are already having offered to us without having to pay shipping yourselves for your customers. A lot of the times we do an incentive to order and get free shipping, or we try and get bulk orders together that or have to be at least $150. And I know for global, it's even more than that. So if you can take a step, well, you don't have your Style Box yet in Australia and New Zealand, but it's coming. And when it does come, this is something that would be amazing to add onto the order, not only for yourself if you wanted to, but to add that for your customers, because it's kind of just a perk that we can use that way. So that's what I wanted to touch base on Style Box. And then the last thing is, Leah mentioned in the beginning that we are now changing our team to Team Legacy because Leah and I joined, gosh, it's been like, I want to say 4 months ago now. She came from her Team Minions. We have Top Shelf. And I think that we have 100% decided that we're going to stay together, that it works for us. And so we wanted to make sure that our girls felt like, even though we're from 2 different teams, that we're now going to join as one team. And so with that, Leah and I decided that I think this is what we're going to try and do, is that her and I are going to split posts, maybe go every other day, so that we work one day with on our team page, and then the next day the other person takes over the team page, which would mean that, say I'm on the team page on the 1st of September, my duties would be to post maybe top tips for that day, go over the dashboard information that day, and make sure that I am scrolling through, answering any questions that have been left. While I'm doing all this on the team page, she doesn't need to focus on the team page because I'm taking control that day. And so she can work her business 100%, working on her own customers, her own parties, not having to worry about everything else that's going on. And so we feel that this is going to help not only us, but our teams, because we're going to have a lot more time to focus on the page that day rather than running back and forth and trying to do everything. With that, I don't know if I know a lot of you have individual pages, but on your individual pages, I know that you've had at some point team managers or somebody who's at least a PC rank, and I encourage you to try and do the same. Start utilizing your leaders on your page because they want it. They want to be involved, and the more we make them a part of the page and feel like they are leaders, the more they are going to push for that leadership themselves. And like I said, it's really only going to help all of your people on your page. So I think that's a really great thing for all of us to try and utilize on all of our team pages. So if you are on a page, I know Emily and you have some leaders that are up and coming on your page. Kristen, I know you have Julie on your page. Use them to your advantage. Cheryl, Tamara, I think Carrie's on one of your pages. They're all people who have been leaders and can be leaders. And if, like I said, if you don't have somebody who's a TM or PC, reach out to somebody who might be able to jump in and help. Somebody who's been there maybe for the last 5, 6, 7 months with you, and maybe just hasn't gotten to that next role, but they know everything. I know on my team, I have a lot of girls who are still in the lead consultant rank, but they're amazing leaders that are amazing trainers, and there is no reason why they shouldn't be given the title to help out on the page. So that's, I think, very encouraging for them. And the last thing that I want to touch base on, and I don't know who's still on the call, but, and I know Cheryl noticed this today, is that I noticed that she had hit team manager today. And so I went ahead and I actually posted on my timeline and I tagged her. And what that did is created a lot of likes from people that might necessarily not see or like things across the board. I have people that are in her team page that aren't in my team page, vice versa. And it was great to see that I posted something that I could have went into Cheryl's page and done it and her girls would have liked it, but then none of my girls would have seen it. And none of our customers would have seen this. And so what I'm going to try and do is, and I took this from a recruiting training that we saw that Maren Forney did, and which was amazing, and I'm going to try and get that onto the team page. I talked about this live today, but what she does is she welcomes every one of her new consultants. I'm already there, girl. I'm already there. She welcomes every one of her new consultants on her personal page. And it's amazing to go and look at, and it's amazing to see the response from other customers and consultants. What this does is it shows not only your consultants who is being welcomed onto the page, it's being posted on, so say, all right, for instance, say Cheryl joins my team and I go onto Cheryl's timeline and I welcome her. And I'm tagged in that. So everybody on my Facebook page is seeing this new girl that I just welcomed. Everybody on her page is seeing that she just joined. And our teams are seeing it. It creates this like want to know type of vibe. Like every single person that you post. Okay. So then 5 days later, I post another consultant on my page. Oh, welcome to Mary that just joined our team. And then 5 days later, I have welcome Sarah. Like, people are going to start asking questions about why are all these people all of a sudden joining your team. It's a conversation starter. And so I figured, well, I can take that one step farther. Why not congratulate our teammates who are kicking ass at the business and put that on my personal page and tag them and let all their friends and all their family and all their consultants see it as well. We should be proud of what we are doing, and we should be screaming it out loud, and we should be putting it out there for other people to see and to want. And it was funny. I did that for Cheryl today, and the first thing she did is come to me and say, "Did you mean to put that on my personal page?" Absolutely. I 100% did. And a lot of other people that typically I don't see liking or commenting did. And I think that if we continue to shout out, I'm not going to say shout out somebody who hits senior consultant, but if somebody's hitting premier or team manager or ST manager, executive, like those things need to be shouted out, as well as your new recruits. And so that is another big, huge page involvement that I want all of us leaders to start doing. It's going to encourage our consultants because hell, if you saw somebody on your team get shouted out for hitting PC, aren't you going to want to get shouted out? I think we all want that. I know that when I hit certain ranks, and the first thing I do is I go, Leah, make sure that you're posting here, 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 and here, because I want people to know. I want people to see it. I'm proud of what I did, and we need our girls to know that we're proud of them, and they need to feel the same way. So I'm going to end there. I want to get your feedback. So make sure that after this is posted to please go on to the leader page. Let us know what you want to add to this, what you took from it that you think is great ideas. Maybe you think something's a bad idea. You have concerns. We are all in the same boat. We want to hear the positive and the negative. So don't ever be scared to give us your opinions on anything. I love all of you. Leah, get your hand off your face. And I guess that's it. So I'm going to say bye. And Leah, I don't know if you want to say bye or if we're done, but I'll let you take the show from here.
That's all for now, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you stuck with it the whole time, I'm super proud of you. You deserve an exclusive from JamCon.
A shout out.
But we're not going to send you one because you probably already have one. No, we might. Okay. Let us know if you have any ideas. Seriously, though. And thanks for tuning in, guys.